Hey guys, Gen Z here. I'm here with one of our students, Megan, at True Style. We just got our new True Style rash guards too, so sporting those today. This week we've been working on leg locks from 50-50, very much inspired by my coach Jeff Serafin and teammate Chris Wojcik, so I hope I do you guys proud. I've learned a lot of my leg lock details and techniques from them, both great instructors, and I just wanted to share some of the stuff we've been going over in class from the 50-50 position, just adding some of my details on it too. But I feel like, something that you're not necessarily as proficient in, it's been so helpful for me to be able to rep and teach and watch so much video and study to be able to make my leg lock game even better. So as we're here, right, in our 50-50 position, okay, we're just gonna kind of start out a little bit neutral with our ankles loosely locked. In this position, 50-50, obviously, we both are pretty neutral and can attack each other's inside and outside legs. So nobody's really got an edge here. What I wanna do to get a little bit more of an edge is to turn to an 80-20 position. So I wanna rotate my hips towards her hips. So our hips are facing each other. And I can here now lock my leg into a little bit more of a triangle position, but I've always got to be mindful of defending my legs, right? Megan can start attacking my feet, obviously, still, right? And I want to kind of keep my outside foot on the mat towards her butt. If she kind of gets a little bit flatter, I can always bring the top of my foot behind her back as well. And of course, anytime we're here trying to attack, defend, I always want a hand fight. I can close the space, right? When we're extended out a little bit more, it's gonna be a little bit more vulnerable for us to get attacked. So don't forget, right? We want a hand fight, close space. Maybe I'd come up to pass, but right now I wanna focus on our leg options. So we're gonna go over 4 different options, 2 on the inside and 2 on the outside. Like I said, very much inspired by Chris Wojcik. So as we're here, I need to deal with now this 80-20 angle, splitting the legs. She's controlling, especially defending the inside leg. So what I can do, a couple different options, is I can grab the top of the toes. I'm gonna do a push-pull mechanic. So I'll come down to my elbow, grab her toes. I'm gonna come on the inside and grab her Achilles or her heel, and I'm gonna push-pull to split the legs. Okay, if I can split right away, my ultimate goal would to get her toesies under my armpit. Okay, so if I can't do that push-pull mechanic, I can always try and come in too with my elbow, split back, and come here to catch that Achilles or heel, and get it right underneath my armpit, okay? So once we're here, we've got a really great setup for the heel hook. So what I've been finding too in showing students is that I want to almost kind of draw this leg back a little bit. I feel like if it's too bent and I'm here, it's not as much pressure on the side of the knee. So I'm going to grab and kind of pull back. So once I split, I'm bringing myself back so that I'm a little bit more in like a side plank position. I'm pinching her toes. I'm going to bring my bottom forearm underneath so the blade's exposed, so it's right on the Achilles, and I'll get my gable grip. Okay, I don't want to go the other way where the soft part of the forearm is up. I want that blade. So from here, what I want to do now is drive this heel to the mat. This is something Chris has shown at seminars for us, and it's a great detail because it's really hard for them to straighten the leg or pop the heel through like they'd want to do to defend. So now that I'm here, my weight's on her. Another really important detail, and it makes a big difference in the pressure, is I don't want my shoulders rounded forward. I want to bring my shoulders back. That puts a lot of pressure on Megan already. I can feel it. Okay, it's nice and tight. So think about like ribs, elbows to your ribs, or just good posture, shoulders back. Now from here, I'm gonna do a side plank. So I'm gonna lift my hips up. Okay, so I'm coming up, and then I'm gonna thrust my hips right into the side of her knee. Makes it really, really tight here. So we're here, got all my weight, shoulders back, get into my side plank, and then thrust my hips forward, okay, for the finish. Of course, you guys really want to be mindful and know if you're competing, know what's legal and not legal at your belt level, according to leg, for heel hooks and different leg locks, and always be cautious with your training partners. Getting to the positioning is probably the hardest part, but you don't need to sit and rip the submission, right? We want our training partners to help us. We don't need them injured and off the mat. So please just be respectful and mindful, and always communicate with people if they're okay working on leg locks. So if she straightens out here, right, which is gonna be a common, if I can't spear the weight to the mat, the heel to the mat, and she straightens out, I'm gonna come underneath and get this over wrap, okay? This is a nice leg breaker position. This is something Jeff talks about a lot, and a lot of the Serafin guys do, but I think this is probably one of the more painful, but I really wanna dive and get this nice overwrap up as high as I can, hand on the chest. You could always come to a bicep grip, hand on the shin. This can kind of help you bend this knee a little bit more and maneuver. From here, being mindful of my foot, I found I kind of like to teeter-totter, so I'm taking my top foot, putting it on my bottom foot, and just kind of slightly teetering her off so that I can get her foot off the mat. If her foot's on the mat, it's gonna be very hard to get a finish here. She can defend this, so I just want her foot off. And now what I'm gonna do is an oblique crunch. I'm gonna bring my elbow to my hip as I just look up towards the ceiling, nice and tight. You can maybe feel that in the ankle, the foot, or the calf. It's a ton of pressure. It's really uncomfortable, so just be nice and cautious there. If I feel like I'm here in this position and I can't split these legs, I can start attacking this outside leg. Or if maybe I was attacking, right, the inside and she's doing a good job of defending, I can start moving to the outside leg. So we're gonna look at the classic Aoki lock here on this outside position. What I need to do though to get a good pop into position is another push-pull mechanism. So I'm gonna go ahead and open her knee, right? So I've gotta push it open so that it'll expose her heel. Even if I initially get the ankle, it's okay, because then I can kind of do a little finagling to get her heel to my chest. It's kind of like the opposite of a heel hook, the way the foot is angled. So if she's kind of keeping her foot like upright a little bit more, right, I can push and overwrap, right? I'm pulling the ankle towards me as I push the knee. That's giving me a beautiful angle here. Now, I have more of her ankle, so sometimes if people are defending, they might pull their heel out and put it into the correct placement for me, or I can use this nice shin grip, yet again, and kind of just, finagle it right there. So now I've got her toes underneath my armpit, and I've got her heel to my chest. Okay, as sideways as you can get it, everybody's got different flexibility, but I really want the heel on the chest if possible, or right under the chest, right on the ribs, okay? I've got my bicep grip, shin grip, and here I wanna bring my shoulders back, but I wanna think about like compressing my chest against her heel. That puts almost like a nice tinge through her leg, like you kind of feel like that nerve ending a little bit. So I'm getting nice compression, and then all I'm gonna do here is the same thing. I'm gonna bring my elbow to my hip, and I'm gonna look up, just like that. Super, super horrible, we'll just say that. It's very uncomfortable, but I'd say spend a lot of time trying to get the setup, right? So you could totally micro drill, and I was telling everybody this in class, like just this motion, right? You could sit here and do this 1,000 times to really get quick with it and get that positioning. The finish is gonna come a little bit simpler, but getting that control is gonna be the hardest thing. So lastly, if Megan is gonna straighten her leg here, it makes it difficult for me to attack. I'm gonna open up this bottom hand, and I'm going to grip her calf, and I'm gonna rotate her leg towards me. This is gonna expose her heel. So now I'm gonna pinch the toesies and come underneath, and we have an outside heel hook, okay? Now on this one, I don't have to worry about spearing the heel down because I'm controlling her other leg, so it's gonna be very hard for her to roll out. So same thing, I want the blade up, I'm gonna gable grip, and from here, you can play with this. I've kind of found two different ways. I think it's really dependent on your partner's body type, but sometimes I'd prefer the knee to still be in between us. Sometimes I find it's more comfortable and more successful to attack their leg when the knee's on the mat. Okay, so you can play around with what feels more comfortable. So I'm here, I've got my nice gable grip, and then I'm just gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna rotate up towards the ceiling, just like that. How you feeling, Megan?
Great.
Good. I hope this was helpful for you guys to be able to play in this 50-50 position. In a couple weeks, we're gonna look at the inside and outside spin options. So look for some videos on that. And please be careful and cautious and safe. Thanks guys, see you soon. Bye.